evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the Money Show, the Jan Nivesh special. If you're wondering where I'm sitting right now, well, I'm at the venue of the most prestigious investor education initiative, that is Jan Nivesh, right here in Mumbai. Well, we've got a great show lined up for you, and first off, I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about this amazing initiative called Jan Nivesh. It's one of the biggest mutual fund awareness initiatives where we want to encourage Indians to participate in the India growth story. We want you to undertake a pledge later on to put away 1 day's saving in a month into mutual funds, and I'm sure that you will be able to see the benefits just play out for you. We want to encourage the common man and Indians who are known to be savers to become investors. So, to tell us a little bit more about this initiative for investors called Jan Nivesh, joining in on the show right now is Balkrishna Kinney. He is the Deputy Chief Executive Association of Mutual Funds in India. And we also have with us on the show to answer all your personal finance and mutual fund queries, Suresh Sandagopan, founder, Ladder 7 Financial Advisors. Gentlemen, a very good evening. Thank you so much for joining in. Today certainly assumes quite a bit of importance, and Mr. Kinney, I'm going to begin with you. We're talking about how there is a lot of confidence picking up for the India growth story as a whole. And we want to encourage investors to participate in this growth story and to maximize the same by investing in mutual funds. Tell us a little bit more about this initiative, how it's going to help enhance the overall growth story and encourage investors to start investing.
हमारा ये जो मूवमेंट है जन निवेश, इसका संकल्प ये उद्देश्य ये है कि हर आदमी जो भी अपना सपना है उसको साकार करने के लिए आज से ही एक संकल्प करे कि जितना मुझे क्षमता है उतना मैं सेविंग करूं, और शुरुआत कम से कम 1 दिन की आमदनी से आप शुरुआत करिए, और उससे ज़्यादा अब अधिक कर सकते हो तो और भी अच्छी बात है। लेकिन आपको सबसे पहले बचत करना, धन इकट्ठा करना ज़रूरी है, और धन को आपको निवेश करना है, निवेश करना ज़रूरी है, और इसे म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करना उचित है। इसीलिए हम कहते हैं म्यूचुअल फंड सही है।
Absolutely, you've put it very correctly. So, I want to understand a little bit more then, and help our viewers rather understand. This is an initiative that aims to reach the length and the breadth of the country. We're seeping into small towns, we're reaching the interiors of this vast country. So tell us a little bit in terms of which are the outreach cities that are being targeted by Jan Nivesh.
See, we are targeting to reach mostly in tier 2, tier 3 cities, जहाँ पर म्यूचुअल फंड पेनिट्रेशन रिलेटिवली कम है लोगों में। अभी हमारा ये म्यूचुअल फंड सही है कैंपेन पिछले 1 साल से अच्छी तरह से चल रहा है, लोगों में जानकारी आई है, लोगों में उत्साह है, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ न कुछ मन में शंका है, दुविधा है। तो हम ये छोटे छोटे शहरों में जाने का हमारा ज़्यादा फोकस होगा। तो रादर दैन मेजर मेट्रोज़ को छोड़ के, मेजर मेट्रोस में भी करेंगे, लेकिन हमारा फोकस रहेगा टियर 2, टियर 3 cities.
Reaching the grassroots level, Mr. Kinney, and that is absolutely important. We're so happy to partner with you for this initiative as well, as one of the media organizations. And as we've been talking about, and as you can see on your screens, the kind of returns that equities give you versus any other asset class has been absolutely phenomenal. You can see it for yourself because it speaks volumes in terms of the numbers. So what are the various initiatives, what are the on-ground initiatives in terms of penetrating some of these small towns to get investors to actually take their savings and start investing in mutual funds? What are the initiatives?
I think this is the first time we are doing on-ground activity in a big way at AMFI level. वैसे तो पिछले 4-5 सालों से हमारे म्यूचुअल फंड एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनीज है, उनका एक फ्रेमवर्क में अंडर सेबीज डायरेक्शन हर एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनी अपने हिसाब से अपने अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में इन्वेस्टर अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम अभी भी जारी है। आप एमपी वेबसाइट में जाओ तो आपको उसका शेड्यूल भी मिल जाएगा। और एडवांस में उसका शेड्यूल हम पुटअप करते हैं। एंड करीब करीब 180 190 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में हमारा म्यूचुअल फंड्स एएमसी ने इसको अडॉप्ट किया है। देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट अडॉप्शन प्रोग्राम under which AMCs have adopted selected districts wherein they are doing focused investor education and awareness campaign, and जहाँ जहाँ feasible है उन्होंने ऑफिसेस भी खोले हैं ताकि वो लोगों के साथ डायरेक्ट संपर्क में आके उसको म्यूचुअल फंड का प्रचार और बढ़ावा दे सकते हैं।
You know, Mr. Kinney, we're doing everything we can from our end in order to ensure that investors take the initiative to benefit and, you know, make the most of the India growth story by investing. So what is the message that you would like to send to investors out there, particularly those who haven't really taken the initiative as yet, or who are averse to investing or putting their money in any other avenue other than, say, fixed deposits? What message do you want to send?
शुरुआत में मैंने जैसे कहा, कल के लिए आज सोचना ज़रूरी है, और जो भी अपने सपने हैं उनको साकार करने के लिए आपको बचत करना ज़रूरी है। और जितनी जल्दी से आप जल्दी करेंगे बचत, और जितने से अर्ली इन लाइफ यू स्टार्ट, द बेटर इट इज़, बिकॉज देयर इज़ समथिंग कॉल्ड पावर ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग। आपको जब आपको नौकरी मिलती है तब से आपको शुरुआत करनी है, और हर सपने को साकार करने के लिए पहले से प्लान करके उसका एक आपको संकल्प करना है। एग्ज़ाम में आपको पास करना है तो आप पढ़ाई करते हो, और उस परिश्रम से आपको मार्क्स मिलते हैं। वैसे ही आपका कुछ प्लानिंग होगा, घर लेना है, का गाड़ी, जो भी करना है, उसके लिए आपको फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग करना ज़रूरी है, और उसके लिए बचत करना ज़रूरी है, और बचत को निवेश के स्वरूप में बदलना है। सिर्फ बचत करने से काम नहीं चलेगा, क्योंकि कल की महंगाई के लिए आज से प्लानिंग करना ज़रूरी है। इसीलिए हम कहते हैं एक दिन की कमाई भविष्य में काम आई।
I really like the way you put it. कल के लिए आज का सोचना ज़रूरी है, and it absolutely is very important. But there are also certain risks which are associated with investing. So why don't we inform our viewers about that as well, Mr. Kinney?
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। देखिए, ज़िंदगी में हर चीज़ में कुछ ना कुछ रिस्क होता है। हम गाड़ी चलाते हैं, सीट बेल्ट पहनते हैं, फिर भी एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं, और इसीलिए सरकार ने सीट बेल्ट पहनना कंपलसरी किया है। और अब स्कूटर चलाते हो तो हेलमेट पहनना ज़रूरी है। और ऐसे हर चीज़ों में ज़िंदगी में आई एम यूजिंग दिस एग्जाम्पल जस्ट टू मेक गिव एन इलस्ट्रेशन। बट म्यूचुअल फंड आखिर में शेयर निवेश बाज़ार में इन्वेस्ट करता है, तो बाज़ार की जो भी जोखिम है वो इन्वेस्टर को पास ऑन होता है, क्योंकि म्यूचुअल फंड एक पास थ्रू व्हीकल है, और उसमें डिपेंडिंग ऑन मार्केट सिचुएशन उतार चढ़ाव होता ही रहता है। लेकिन ओवरऑल आप देखेंगे, हम लोग ठेठ बाज़ार, शेयर बाज़ार में अगर सर्वसाधारण आदमी कोई इन्वेस्ट करता है तो उसको उतनी जानकारी नहीं होती है। इसीलिए ये आपका धनराशि आप म्यूचुअल फंड को सौंपते हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ पर प्रोफेशनल फंड मैनेजर्स इसे मैनेज करते हैं, उन जिनका काम है रिस्क मैनेजमेंट। क्योंकि म्यूचुअल फंड इन्वेस्टमेंट, आप कोई भी इन्वेस्ट करो, डायरेक्ट शेयर में इन्वेस्ट करो या म्यूचुअल फंड के ज़रिए करो, मार्केट का तो रिस्क होता ही है। लेकिन म्यूचुअल फंड का एक बेसिक उद्देश्य ये है कि रिस्क कम, जितने से जितना पॉसिबल है रिस्क को स्प्रेड करें और कम करें, ताकि इन्वेस्टर को उसका धोखा कम हो जाए। सो इट इज़ बेसिकली म्यूचुअल फंड इज़ ऑल अबाउट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट इन इन्वेस्टमेंट स्पेस।
Thank you so much, Mr. Kinney, for joining us and giving us a view as to what this initiative is all about. There is risk associated with everything, but there are, trained professionals for mutual funds, and therefore you can look to reap the benefits of the stock markets as well as the overall India growth story. So that's the latest on the Jan Nivesh event, which is set to resume just a short while from now, and we're going to get you glimpses of that through the evening on ET Now. But in the meantime, this of course is the Money Show. We're committed to helping you out with your personal finance questions. There's a number that's flashing at the top of your screens. You can even email us on the Money Show at etnow.tv, and we will be taking up all your questions. And to guide us is Suresh Sandagopan. He's founder at Ladder 7 Financial Advisories, with us on the show. Suresh, thanks for waiting by patiently, and I'm going to just start off from that same thread that we left off with Mr. Kinney, the importance of investing. You know, we can't stress on it enough, the power of compounding, and really the proof is in the pudding in terms of the kind of returns that you've seen in equities vis-a-vis any of the other asset classes. And you know, it's been said that, you know, investing in fixed deposits is akin to putting your money under your pillow. So start investing in mutual funds, start investing via these avenues. That's what we're really trying to promote. Can you tell us, Suresh, what is the advice that you would have and the importance and the tips on investing correctly?
Yeah, so let us look at the fundamentals of investing. So we have a lot of goals in life, and ultimately we want to meet all these goals, including retirement. So ultimately, whatever we want to achieve, we will have to put aside certain amount of money. Like Mr. Kinney had said, probably you can put aside 1 day's income aside every month. So, and that will go a long way. So the point he had mentioned, I will start with that point, is to start the process itself. And I would go on to say that you have to start early as far as investing is concerned. It's fine to earn a salary right in the beginning, and it's fine to enjoy that salary and splurge on that mobile or splurge on that holiday and things like that. But along with that, one has to also put aside certain amount of money for the future. So investing from the beginning is a very, very important thing. Having said that, investing right is as important as starting the investment itself. Because a lot of people, they just put aside some money. I mean, we are not talking about just putting aside some money in terms of savings. Savings are important, but they should be converted to proper investments. And investment should be a calibrated exercise. It should not be a random kind of a thing where you just do the same thing which your friend or colleague or somebody else does. So, and that is precisely what a lot of people are doing. So what needs to be done is that we need to find out what the goals are, what is that we may have to put aside from today onwards to achieve these various goals. I mean, we will have to really find out how much money will be needed to be put aside. So regularity and discipline is the other cornerstone as far as investing is concerned. So it's not a matter of putting aside 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees from time to time. It's a matter of starting early, starting and doing it regularly and in a disciplined fashion. So that's very, very important. The other thing, especially when it comes to investing in stock markets through the medium probably of mutual funds, is to stay patient. The stock markets, I mean, sometimes it's a scary place. I mean, it goes up, it comes down and things like that, and it can scare the wits out of a lot of investors. But the point is, you have to keep a long term view, and in the long term, the markets have proved that it will be able to deliver a decent return. So that is what we have seen in the market, and a 16-17% kind of a return the stock market has been able to give on a compounded basis over a long period of time. So it's a good place to be if you are willing to look at it from the long term point of view. But at the same time, as an investor, you need to see what kind of risk profile one has and what kind of risk one is willing to take. So that will decide what kind of equity allocation and what kind of debt allocation one should have in the portfolio. So that's very, very important. By investing in sorry,
sure.
just
sure,
10
Suresh,
seconds.
you
10 seconds
really
more.
put it very beautifully. You know that there are risks. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. One last thing. Diversification is very, very, very important, and mutual funds does it wonderfully well. Normally we get carried away emotionally, and we tend to put our money into maybe one sector, two sectors, three sectors, and we have favorites, and that is where the fund manager actually plays a cardinal role, important role, and he ensures that the money is spread out properly, and you get the returns from the various sectors.
Absolutely, you've put it very well, and in fact, because this is a viewer query show, our phone lines are already buzzing, and if you have any questions, please dial in. Well, our first live caller is Ankur Pandey. He's with us on the phone line from Mumbai. Thank you, Ankur, for connecting with us. It's a special day for our Jan Nivesh event, and it's a Money Show special. What is your question for Suresh?
Yeah, hi. Good evening. My question is if you can throw some light on the taxation of dividends
Good
from
evening.
equity mutual funds. Yeah, if you can clarify on the dividend taxation, which are the changes from 1st April 2018 on equity mutual funds.
Equity mutual funds were not taxed in the past. Now equity mutual funds are going to be taxed. So that is the major change. As far as the dividend, as far as the debt mutual funds are concerned, they were always taxed. So from your point of view as an investor, whatever you are getting in hand is going to be tax free. So if that is what you want to know. But now the long term capital gain taxation of 10% over the first 1 lakh has come into being, and that is why to correct that they have also taxed the dividend from the equity mutual fund. So as an investor, from your point of view, whether you are investing and you are redeeming the fund or whether you are taking by the way of dividend, the amount of money that you are going to receive will be comparatively less as compared to probably say last year before April, if you want to know. But the point is, I mean, as far as equity is concerned, it is the only vehicle which can give you that kind of return which can beat inflation. So even though there is dividend taxation, even though there is long term capital gain which has come in, I would say it is still a credible vehicle if that is the worry for you.
Yeah. Okay, I hope, Ankur, we were able to answer your question. For now, we slip into a very quick break, but we do come back live from the venue of Jan Nivesh, the Education Investor Initiative with ET Now and Amphi. Suresh Sandagopalan will be with us. Send us your questions or email us. Welcome back. This is the Money Show. It's our Jan Nivesh special and investor education initiative that we are taking up. We want to help all of the investors and the common man out there benefit from the India growth story by starting to take a pledge to invest 1 day salary in mutual funds, and of course the benefits are for you to see. But today on the Money Show we have Suresh Sandagopan. He is helping out with all your personal finance queries. Our lines are open. Please dial in. We've got another live caller with us, Srinivasan. Hi there. Welcome to the show. What's your query?
Hi, I'm Dr. Srinivasan from Cuttack. I have a query. Okay. I want to invest 50 lakhs in equity mutual fund. So how much I can expect after 10 years? I don't want to withdraw in between.
Okay.
What will be my corpus?
Yeah, Dr. Srinivasan, it's a very difficult question to answer because I will have to have a crystal ball to actually tell you what exactly you may end up with. But let me go to the basics as far as equity fund investing. The first thing that you will have to do is you will have to determine what kind of risk profile you have, what kind of funds you want to put your money into. Let us say you have a fairly conservative risk profile. The kind of funds that I will be suggesting to you will be somewhat different from if you have an aggressive risk profile, where I may suggest let us say multi-cap and mid-cap funds and kind of thing. If you have a conservative risk profile, I may suggest hybrid funds, maybe large cap funds, maybe index funds and things like that. So depending on what kind of portfolio we put together, the returns can be different. So on the whole, as far as equity investing for a long period of time is concerned, you can expect an amount of something like 12% compounded on an annual basis. But if you have a conservative set of funds, conservative equity funds or hybrid funds, then the returns can be maybe closer to 10% over a period of time. Having said that, you will find that, I mean, if you go to any of the various repositories of information of mutual fund and equities, you will find that many funds have given 15%, 20% over a long period of time. But I am being conservative when I am advising you on this, that you should expect anywhere between 10 to 12%.
Right. Okay, and you know, it's very important that you tell us a little bit more about your risk profile. So if you have any questions, you can also email us on themoneyshow@etnow.tv. But time for the fund review then. Let's talk about erstwhile ICICI Prudential MIP 25 regular, which is now known as ICICI Pru Regular Savings Funds. With assets of about 1,652 crores as on May 31st, they've got companies like HDFC Bank, Motherson Sumi in terms of their top holdings. I want to get in a rating from you, Suresh, on 10 and tell us who this fund is appropriate for, why you like or do not like it.
No, it's a good hybrid conservative fund. It has equity exposure, it has predominant debt exposure. This fund has a reasonably good credit rating in most of the investment that they have. They have some credit calls on say about 23% of the portfolio, but predominantly the portfolio in the debt portion is high quality. They have a growth oriented style in terms of equity portion of the investment. Overall, they have been able to perform well as compared to the index and category over the long period of time. So it's basically a good fund to be in. I would give a rating of 7 on 10, primarily only because of only one thing. The credit quality here is somewhat lower than what I would have been happy about in a conservative hybrid fund. So that is the only reason. Otherwise, it's a very good fund to be invested into. And what kind of investors what kind of investors can invest in this fund? People who have a conservative approach and who want a sliver of equity in their portfolio. Those are the people who can invest in this kind of a fund. What they can expect is a FD plus kind of a return, and this also gives a tax advantage if held on for more than 36 months, because it is treated as long term capital gains. So from the point of view of investment returns, this could be more advantageous to people.
For the conservative investor, getting a rating of 7 on 10, I hope that was good enough for you. Well, let's connect with our next live caller, and Shrikant is with us on the phone line from Chennai. Shrikant, thank you for connecting with us on ET Now. Tell us your question.
Hi, my name is Shrikant. I've been a mutual fund investor for the last 3 years, and very recently I was trying to invest bulk, and I didn't see a good return on investment because I invested in the month of February. Maybe I invested around 10 lakhs in the month of February. But I wanted to ask you, is a systematic transfer plan a better way of investing, or do I need to actually, as I have some capital available, do I invest it in bulk? Which one is the better way of doing things?
All right, so you were saying you invested via lump sum, didn't work out well. Is going slow, steady, disciplined, the SIP way, the right way for him, Suresh?
So as far as your investment is concerned, if you are a real long-term investor, whether you invest in a lump sum manner or through the STP really would not matter. Because what are we trying to do in an STP? We are trying to say invest at various points in the market over a period of maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months kind of thing. So yeah, STP is a suggested way of investing equity over a period of time, so that the near term volatility, you can actually take care of the near term volatility. So if you have a lump sum amount to invest, maybe it's a good idea to consider investing in a liquid or a ultra short term fund, and then initiate STP for whatever period you want. The ideal period that we will suggest will be say 12 to 15 weeks on a weekly STP mode. That is what we will suggest, but don't worry too much about the volatility. Don't worry about the investment returns from February onward. The markets have not been doing that well since February, but that should not be any cause for worry at all, because in the long term it performs, and the most important thing in this investing is the amount of time you give in the market, not timing the market. So that's very, very important for you to stay invested for the long term.
Right. You said it, and we'll end with that note that we hope that you're going to be patient investors, invest for the long haul, because if you reap the benefits of it, you're the only one who stands to gain. Suresh, lovely having you with us on the show. We will be getting you in snippets of Jan Nivesh, our education and awareness initiative, through the day on ET Now. Thanks so much for watching.